You might be wondering, is there a real diplomatic war happening because of Nnamdi Kanu? My people, the situation is very interesting and I have done my research. The reality is both dramatic and urgent, but maybe not exactly in the way that headline suggests. So let me break it down for you in simple English. The real story happening right now is that the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, have sent out a big urgent cry for help to the world. Just on November 12, 2025, which is just 2 days ago, IPOB wrote letters to not just 3, but 21 foreign embassies and international bodies. This list includes powerful nations like the United States, the United Kingdom, France, Canada, and Germany, as well as bodies like the United Nations and the African Union. Now, the big question is, why are they writing these letters?
They are calling for what they call a global humanitarian intervention. They are saying that their leader, Nnamdi Kanu, is being unlawfully detained and that his health is getting worse in the custody of the DSS. They are pointing to past rulings from Nigerian courts and even a United Nations group that had called for his release, asking why the government is not obeying these orders. So, the appeal is happening, but a direct clash between these countries is not what we are seeing yet. This is a very strategic move by IPOB to internationalize the matter and put pressure on the Nigerian government. Now let's quickly talk about why this appeal is so urgent. There are two major things happening at the same time. First, there is a very serious legal drama unfolding in the courts. Nnamdi Kanu,
who is now representing himself after dismissing his lawyers, has just made a big move. He has asked the Court of Appeal to stop the Federal High Court in Abuja from delivering its judgment on the terrorism charges against him. That judgment was supposed to be given on November 20th, 2025. That's next week. In his application, Kanu is arguing that his entire trial is based on a repealed law, a law that no longer exists. He says it is unfair and a violation of the Constitution to try someone under a dead law. So he is practically asking the court to arrest its own judgment. This is a very tense legal battle, and the outcome is very unpredictable. The second reason for the urgency, according to IPOB's letters, is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's health. They are reporting that his health has deteriorated gravely while in detention. They are now framing his continued detention as a life-saving emergency. This is a very strong point to get the attention of the international community, because when health and human rights are involved, the world tends to listen more. But wait. This is where I need you to pay full attention. If you think this new appeal to 21 nations is the only big international move, there is another small but powerful piece of this puzzle. In their letter, IPOB is not just asking for Kanu's release. They are making even bigger demands from the international community. Listen to these. They are calling on the world to officially classify Nigeria as a state sponsor of terrorism. Yes, you heard me right. They are also demanding a full global inquiry into the Nigerian government's actions and for targeted sanctions on officials they believe are responsible for human rights abuses. This is a very, very serious accusation and a bold request. It shows you the level this matter has reached. Now, my people, can you see how deep this gist is? From a court drama in Abuja to letters flying to world capitals and now to a demand to label Nigeria a terrorist sponsor. This matter is no longer just a local issue. It has truly taken on a global dimension. But wait, there is even more to this story. The tension is not just on paper. It has already spilled onto the streets. Remember last month, October? During one of Kanu's court appearances, there were protests in Abuja. Supporters gathered, and we saw the police firing tear gas and blocking major roads, leading to serious traffic chaos. Eyewitnesses even said that some members of Kanu's legal team and his own family were arrested that day. So you can see that the situation is very charged, both inside and outside the courtroom. Now, my wonderful audience, let me pause here for a moment. I know this is a lot to take in. We have talked about the 21-nation appeal, the urgent court drama for next week, the health concerns, and the big demand to label Nigeria as a terrorist state. But the big question you might be asking is, why is Nnamdi Kanu such a big deal? And what is the history of IPOB And most importantly, what is the truth about that headline claiming Canada, US, and Israel are clashing? I will explain all of that to you in the next part of this video, so you get the full picture. Now, to truly understand why this case is causing such a big wave, we need to answer the question I asked earlier. Who is Nnamdi Kanu and what is IPOB? My people, this story did not start today. Nnamdi Kanu is a British Nigerian activist who is the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, or IPOB. The group's main goal is to restore the Republic of Biafra, a state that declared independence from Nigeria back in 1967, leading to a 3-year civil war that ended in 1970. For decades, the feeling of marginalization by the Igbo people in the southeastern part of Nigeria has not gone away, and Kanu's IPOB became a very powerful voice for that sentiment, especially through his radio broadcasts. His legal troubles in Nigeria began around 2015. He was arrested and charged with terrorism, treason, and managing an unlawful society. But the turning point, the real movie-like event, happened in 2021. How was he arrested? The Nigerian government brought him back from abroad in a very controversial way. The Court of Appeal later described it as an extraordinary rendition, meaning he was allegedly seized in Kenya and brought back to Nigeria in a manner that was illegal and a violation of international law. Because of that, in October 2022, the Court of Appeal actually struck out the terrorism charges against him and ordered his unconditional release. Wait, what? The court ordered his release? Yes, my people, you heard that right. This is a very critical point that IPOB keeps emphasizing in their letters to the world. They are asking, why is our leader still in detention? More than 3 years after a Court of Appeal said he should be freed, the government refused to release him and appealed that judgment to the Supreme Court. So, Kanu has remained in DSS custody. Now, let's talk about the present situation. The Supreme Court is still handling the government's appeal, and at the same time, the Federal High Court is trying to proceed with the trial. This is why there is so much legal confusion. Kanu's new application to stop the November 20th judgment is like throwing a big stone into an already muddy water. The judiciary is under a huge spotlight, and the whole world is watching to see how Nigeria will handle this. So, my people, let's connect all the dots. We have a leader in detention despite a court order for his release. Serious concerns about his health. A very complex and high-stakes legal battle happening at 2 court levels at once. A passionate and strategic global campaign by his supporters to bring international pressure. This is no longer just about one man. It has become a symbol for much bigger issues about the rule of law, human rights, and self-determination. Now, for our engagement talk, let me ask you, my viewers, what is your take on all of this? Do you think the international community should intervene in a case like this, or should it be handled purely as a Nigerian matter? What are your thoughts on the government disobeying a court order for his release? Let me know your opinions in the comments section below. I read all your comments. Your voice matters. And as we round up, remember, this is a developing story. The judgment is supposed to be next week, November 20th, unless the Court of Appeal stops it. Whatever happens, it will be a major moment for Nigeria. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for watching up to this point. You are the best audience on YouTube. If you have learned something new from this deep dive, please let me know by liking this video. It really helps the channel. And for those who haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? Subscribe to this channel now so you don't miss my update on what happens next week. Until next time, stay informed and stay safe. This is your favorite news teller signing out. Bye-bye.